Once upon a time, there was a princess named Aurora from Monaco. Though she lived in a grand palace, her life was far from a fairy tale. Trapped behind the palace walls, she was never allowed to step outside or meet other children. Her only companions were the maids, and her world was limited to the luxurious but lonely rooms of the castle. One day, while lying in her room, Aurora discovered a boy hiding under her bed. He was the son of one of the maids and had sneaked into the palace. Aurora was overjoyed to have someone her age to talk to. The boy shared stories of the outside world, roller coasters, cotton candy, and parks full of fun and laughter. Aurora had never experienced such things. She longed for freedom, but knew her parents were strict about keeping her inside. The two kids explored the palace together, sneaking through corridors and hiding in vents, giggling all the way. But their fun was short-lived. The palace guards found them, and despite Aurora's protests, the boy was taken away. The next day, his mother was gone too, and Aurora never saw her friend again. Her parents insisted it was for her safety, but Aurora was devastated. She realized that she was truly a prisoner in her own home. Determined to break free from her gilded cage, Aurora began to rebel. She threw tantrums, refused to study, and even went weeks without showering just to annoy her parents. Finally, after much insistence, her father agreed to let her go to school, but only under strict conditions. She had to wear a mask and a wig so no one would recognize her. Aurora agreed, but she refused to have bodyguards follow her. Her first day at school was both thrilling and intimidating. She walked the halls in her disguise, trying to fit in. However, her strange appearance drew attention, especially from a girl named Selena, the queen bee of the school. During recess, Selena confronted Aurora, mocking her for trying to skip the line at the food counter. Things quickly escalated, and Selena yanked off Aurora's mask. Before anyone could react, a team of undercover bodyguards surrounded Aurora, revealing her identity. That incident marked the end of Aurora's brief adventure in the outside world. Her parents forbade her from returning to school, and she was back to being trapped in the palace. Feeling more isolated than ever, Aurora began wearing her mask full-time, even at home. It became her symbol of rebellion, a way to control the one thing her parents couldn't take from her, her face. As Aurora approached her 17th birthday, her parents introduced her to an important guest, Prince Fardling, whom they hoped she would marry. But Aurora had no interest in royal duties or arranged marriages. In a fit of frustration, she ran away from the palace, taking off her mask and blending in the streets of Monaco as an ordinary girl. While wandering the city, Aurora encountered a boy named Andre, who took pity on her and offered her a place to stay. Though he didn't know she was a princess, he helped her, and they quickly became friends. For the first time in her life, Aurora tasted freedom. She stayed in Andre's small, cozy home, far from the pressures of royalty. But Aurora's escape wasn't without complications. As she began to explore her new life, she discovered Andre was being bullied by Selena, the same girl who had humiliated her at school. Selena was forcing Andre to do her assignments, threatening to get him expelled from his prestigious school if he didn't comply. Aurora, seeing this injustice, decided to help Andre and put an end to Selena's reign of terror. In the end, Aurora realized that she couldn't run away from her responsibilities forever, but she also learned that she deserved the right to live on her own terms. With Andre's support, she decided to return to the palace, not as the obedient princess her parents wanted, but as the free-spirited young woman she had become, ready to challenge the system and make her own choices. And so, Princess Aurora from Monaco returned to the palace, not to live in a cage, but to rewrite her own story.